Welcome everyone to today's live stream, episode 11 of our Starfield gameplay series. I'm Commander Jarval, and I'd like to thank you for coming along on our journey today. So I don't think we have anything on admin notes, so we can skip right into our recap. At the end of last live stream, we were taking a slight detour to pick up some evidence and locate some of Kryx's journals. Kryx's journals are part of the skill magazines that are scattered throughout the Starfield universe. There are 105 of them, I think. If you've played Skyrim or Fallout, you're familiar with skill magazines or skill books as ways to permanently boost up your stats and your skills, and this is exactly what those are. We found one while we were in the lock down on the surface during our last Crimson Fleet mission, and that took us on a little detour to find some of the others that we can up until this point, and that's where we're going to continue on today. We're going to pick up a couple more of these to start off. We're going to pick up another couple of pieces of evidence, and then we are going to continue on with the Crimson Fleet questline and head out to to a gala that's being held on a luxury liner, and go from there into continuing on our quest line. So that was not the right save. We were here on Jaffa 4, working our way through Vulture's Roost last time, and that's where we're going to pick up here. We were having some trouble locating the skill book during the ending of our last live stream. And you can see we've got some people that are fairly angry at us here inside the landing bay. I have figured out why I was not able to find the skill book. And that's because I walked right past it when I came in. So, when you come in here, the first location that you pop into is this room here. This is where you come up from your landing bay down below. When you come in here, you've got the jail here that we encountered some enemies in. Go right up the stairs, and I continued straight on through here, and I should have just looked right over here. And the journal entry number 2 is sitting here on the table. I knew I would recognize this setup when I saw it, and I was looking for it in the other rooms. I had just bypassed it too early, so we're going to pick up journal entry number 2. Again, our ship hold can permanently hold 5% more. So our cargo is going up here as we go. Now we are over encumbered. And if you remember, we had quite a few fights down here. We picked up quite a few items off of dead bodies, but we weren't really interested in clearing it all out. And that is the same thing here. We're not really interested in clearing this out. We're going to come back here as part of an activity that we pick up later on. So we don't necessarily need to be here. We're only coming here to pick up that journal entry. So, now that we're on board here, we do have a bounty, and we also, if you remember, picked up a lot of contraband. And we want to take that contraband and go back to the key and sell it all off. We'll sell off all of our items to reduce our encumbrance. We will sell off all of this contraband because there's a lot of it and it's worth a lot of credits. And then we will head out to 2 more locations to pick up evidence, 2 pieces of evidence, and a journal entry.
Next time you see Bog, tell him to lighten up. Guy's got a real attitude problem.
And this is the other thing that you need to do to open up one of the side quests that has a piece of evidence in it. You need to talk to Bog to get it. The only way that you can talk to Bog and have the dialogue option to open up that quest is by listening to a pirate complain about Bog. That can randomly pop up. It's not a set pirate or a set location or a set amount of time. So while you're walking around, just take a pause every once in a while, listen to the pirates, and you'll get an activity that will pop up and allow you to talk to Bog.
The right protective gear, the right gear, be the difference between life or death.
Okay, so here you can see we have a lot of contraband. Anybody here is going to be able to buy the contraband. But you also saw that there was...
Here if you need me.
He had no credits left. So we're going to take a seat at a table. And we're going to wait for 48 hours. Now here on the key, local time and universal time are the same. So it's 1-to-1. So you have to wait a full 48 hours for it to reset. You can go to certain locations and speed this up where the universal time is so much faster than local time, because the 48 hours is universal time, not 48 hours local time. So you can speed this up by going somewhere else. By the time you jump to a different system and then rest and then jump back, it's just as fast here on the key to go ahead and wait the full 48 hours here. Besides, the key has so many vendors that are able to buy the contraband that it's much better than going to certain other locations where time may be faster, where you might only have one vendor that would buy contraband, and it uses up their credits too fast, and then you have to just wait over and over and over again. Here, it's a great place to offload all that stuff, so just take a minute, sit down, relax for a minute and a half, and wait for the timer to count down. There used to be a method to speed this up in Skyrim, where you could hold your mouse button down when you were selecting how long a time you wanted, and then drag the mouse button all the way down to the end and only have to wait 1 hour, and it would think that you waited 24, but Bethesda got wise to that little trick, I guess, because it's certainly not in here.
Heading out. You want to survive? Well, only the best protective gear you can find.
Okay, so we're going to go to sell, go to miscellaneous, sell here, and he's got 5,000. So we will also go back and try use up the remainder of this by selling off spacesuits and helmets and packs and that sort of stuff. Okay.
Stay safe out there.
Been hearing some stuff about the
You
Mantis
don't make
being
it in-
back.
I bet I
If
have
ever
something
find
that would
that
catch your
bastard,
eye.
the things I do.
Okay, so just finishing off some basic things here.
Need more weapons or ammo? Come see me.
Please, need something? This better be worth it.
I can handle giving her 88 additional credits. Not that big a deal.
Whatever.
Don't even... I hope you came. We can talk about whatever you want, as long as you got the creds.
Okay, and this is one of the benefits, is because Zuri always has 12,500 credits, so you're able to sell quite a bit here.
Don't be a stranger.
And then you can go right over here to the Trade Authority.
Let's... Trade Authority. I hope you're not low on credits.
And sell off a bunch more here. Let's take a look at here. Don't forget to get rid of the Aurora that you've picked up. The Aurora will sit in your cargo hold or on your person, and you'll forget you have it, and you'll end up getting scanned with it. So that's not any good.
You find anything of value, bring it here first.
So now we can head right back out here. Find a chair sitting somewhere. And rest one more time, and then we should be able to finish selling everything off. Now, what we are also going to do is head over to the den to sell this time. So if we do run out of credits, we still will be, or the vendors run out of credits here, we're going to head to the den to sell anyway. So we can still have a little bit of contraband on us going to the den to sell as well. We do need to go there to pick up a piece of evidence. So one more time here, and this should be it. So with the Burden of Proof quest... Hey, Star, welcome to the stream. Good morning for you, I assume. So as the Burden of Proof quest progresses, the evidence is mostly found inside of the quest missions. However, there are a few that are available outside of those missions, and that's what we're going to do here, is just pick up as many of those as we can. Before we continue on with the
Your
quest missions.
credits
And
are
there's
always
only
good at the Trade Authority.
3 pieces of evidence left, I think, that we can get that are not inside
my prices
main
may be
missions
high.
or these 2
Hey,
side quests that you
I'm
get
always
here
ready to take credits
on the
off your
key.
hands.
So, okay, so we do have a little bit of contraband left to sell, and like I say, that's perfectly fine because we're going to head back to the den
Always a pleasure.
if we can't sell it here. So I think what I'll actually do is just
I hope. All right,
sell
make it quick.
off
I've got. Fine. Not like I have anything better to do.
some of these other items here. And I'll hold the contraband to sell on
I guess.
The captain
the den anyway, because of the higher amount of credits that are over there.
Electromag, energy. I got it all.
And we've also got the benefit of getting our carry weight down here so that we're not going to be encumbered
Too many missions. Not enough time.
as we continue on.
Set up.
But before we leave here, since we did pick up the activity to talk to Bog, we're going to go ahead and do that on our way out of here as well.
See ya.
Is Samina seeing anyone right now? Patience.
We do also have
Some mission. If you want to pad that account of yours, the mission boards are the way to do it. Very. You'll get a location with the target goods. We don't care how you get it, as long as you deliver. You get caught, that's on you. If you need credits, you know where to find me.
Okay, so I do want to check out something real quick. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I was just checking to see what the available missions were there. Based on some of this contraband I'm picking up. And yeah, these are all the same missions on all of these. We do have a bounty clearance here, which I do want to clear up. And now we're going to head into the last Nova and talk to Bog real quick. We're going to activate this side quest, but we're not going to do it yet. So the activity that we picked up was speak to Bog here. And again, we got that by listening, just randomly picking it up when a pirate talked to us and said he had a problem. So now we can go talk to him.
You look like you could use.
And you get this additional dialogue option here.
Working around this lot, day in, day out. You'd think they wouldn't give a damn. I think I need to take you up on that offer. I guess I'm thinking of my dear old Maddie. The only woman I ever loved. Almost married her, I did. I missed my chance and lost her, one of my best mates. I'll tell you what, you want to help an old man out. Bring me back the one thing of Maddie's that ever meant anything to me. Her ring. luck. Clay showed up on my radar a bit ago. Probably why I'm in a bigger rut than usual. I'll send you the details. I don't care how you do it. Just get that ring back.
Okay, so you get the Reclaiming the Past mission here. And that shows up here as a Crimson Fleet mission. Doctor's Orders and Reclaiming the Past are two side missions that you can pick up evidence in for the Burden of Proof quest. So if you don't activate them, well, Doctor's Orders you can get without it. Reclaiming the Past, actually I think you can get Reclaiming the Past as well. Actually, I haven't tried to go down to the Garrison before I've done it, or before I've activated the quest, but you probably can. These two just give you an opportunity to complete a quest while you're also gathering the evidence, so you might as well just hold off and get them there. So I am down below it, so I can fast travel around. So I said that we were going to go to the den. In the wolf system here. The den is another one of those favorite locations for selling contraband because it has a trade authority right inside. As soon as you get in, there's no scans here, so you don't have to worry about having contraband in your hold.
May I be of service? Yes, of course.
So we're going to sell off the last of our contraband here. Then we should still have enough to be able to sell off spacesuits. Not enough to sell off the weapons, though. Actually, yes, that's right. Okay, so it looks like our inventory is cleared out here. We do have some resources that we'll want to stash when we get back. But the evidence is sitting right here on the table. Okay, so it's just a communication from Naeva about an offer to get some supplies left on Crete at an outpost. And now here, after this, we've got 2 other locations, or no, 3 other locations where we can find some evidence. So the first is in a system that we've already been to. So on Polvo, we've been to Hopetown. We were there during the Freestar Rangers questline.
This is Freestar Collective Space. Hold while we scan your ship.
And this is why you want to have all of your contraband sold by now. Okay, so once you're in here, straight ahead, you have the pit stop bar here. You want to step in here, and your next piece of evidence is right here on the bar.
All right, Naeva went for it. So the plan's a go. The Crimson Fleet is gonna do a quick smash and grab on Hopetown. To get started, I need a layout of the settlement. Don't leave anything out. I want every guard patrol, junction box, mark down everything. When it's go time, I'm gonna need some kind of distraction. Maybe set off a mining charge or something. You know, keep security busy. You'll have at least a week's notice before we send in our ships, so that should give you plenty of time to get ready. Alright, you wanted to be part of the fleet. This could be your ticket. Just don't screw it all up.
Not sure if I buy
Okay, so now our next two, one of them we've already been to. And that is the Red Mile. The Red Mile is on the Parima 3 planet. Okay, and the Red Mile is straightforward to get into, and this is right when you enter into the main area, so again, easy to get to. So as soon as you come into the main area,
Fame and fortune await in the Red Mile.
here you're going to see this bar.
Howdy.
Right here on the corner is the next piece of evidence.
So you dragged me all the way onto Red Mile. What the hell is all this junk, Magnus?
Chunks. A full assortment, fresh from the factory, nothing but the best.
So you want Ecliptic to pick up the tab on, how many is it? 16, 17, 18 boxes of food.
No, this ain't food, man. This is survival. For deep space hops, this stuff never goes bad, and it's cheap.
At first I thought you were kidding, then I thought, nah, he's just taking the joke too far. Now I just think you're out of your damn mind.
Look, how about you buy half the shipment, try it out, pass it around, the stuff will catch on fast. Ecliptic will love it. Trust me.
How about you run back to the key and tell Delgado he can blow this food out of his airlock? We aren't buying.
Okay. 3 boxes. Heck, I'll throw in the 4th for free. Huh? You can't beat that deal, right?
Fine. If it'll shut you the hell up, load the 4 boxes on my rig and let me get out of here.
Pleasure doing business with you, Toombs.
Okay, pleasure doing business with you, Toombs. That is a reference. I'm not going to spoil it. You can go look it up, but just look up Toombs Mercenary, which is what Ecliptics are, and you'll see that line, pleasure doing business with you, Toombs. It's from a movie. It's pretty good. So now we're going to head to our last piece of evidence here, and this is also a twofer. We're going to get a Kryx's journal entry and a piece of evidence both in the same spot. Now, these are on Gagarin here in the Alpha Centauri system at Gagarin Landing.
This is UC Security. Prepare to be scanned for contraband. Scan complete.
Now, Gagarin's Landing can be a little bit of a maze, a little bit hard to find your way around. But these two are fairly straightforward. Okay, so for the evidence,
aren't coming back. But Reliant Medical, Archmite, and Satori Mills.
you're going to continue moving on, and you're going to head down the stairs here. And you're going to go past Centauri Mills. And you've got this bar back here behind Centauri Mills. And right here on the corner of the bar is the Chiroptera evidence.
Holy crap, we made it to Gagarin Landing.
I told you, dumbass, it would work. Now get a load of the cargo manifest.
Whoa, the Chiroptera's hold is stuffed. Why were they running heavy through this sector?
No clue. Lucky for us, we were out hunting when it exited jump space. The drive must have malfunctioned.
Holy shit. Look at the crew roster. They were also carrying 32 colonists. Maybe. We overdid it?
Whatever. He knew the risk. What? You growing a conscience all of a sudden?
Yeah, I don't know. Some of them were families, man.
If you want to walk away from this score, that's up to you. Me? I'm heading over to the bar to get blitzed. You coming?
Yeah, sure. I'll be there in a little bit.
And last, we're going to pick up Kryx's journal entry. Now, Kryx's journal entry is down here. The statue here of Gagarin is kind of your monument to work off of. You're going to head straight back here behind it.
Lost? The trick to the catwalks, just keep turning around.
And even that citizen knows it's easy to get lost here. And then back here on the table is Kryx's journal entry number 5. The cost of bribing someone is permanently reduced by 5%. Okay, so if we look at our inventory in our notes, we have 1, 2, 4, and 5. So we've gotten a 5% bonus damage from my companions. We've gotten a 5% increase in cargo capacity on our ship. Stores sell and buy 2% cheaper and more expensive, and a 5% reduction in the cost of bribing someone. Number 3 is not somewhere that's available to us yet. Number 3, we have to progress the main mission a little bit farther. When we talk to Vladimir on the Eye, he will let us know about his house, which is in the Sirma system. And once you go there into his house, the last journal entry is on a table in the basement of his house. So, not something that we can do just this second, but we'll keep it in mind for later on. So, now we're going to continue on with the Breaking the Bank quest. We'll come back and pick up these 2 pieces of evidence and complete these side quests at some point. But for now, let's go ahead and head back into the main Crimson Fleet quest line, where we're going to the Siren of the Stars Starliner and meet up with Captain Rokov. That is here in the RNA system. Hey Chris, welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here, I appreciate it. So we'll go ahead and dock here.
We have a clean dock, right on the money.
And start this off. Now, this quest is rather interesting. In that it combines elements of stealth for the most part, as well as persuasions. So if your persuasion skill isn't very good, you may have a little bit of a tougher time with this. But you can feel free in these early parts of the ship to go through and take a look at some of these other rooms. Again, most of these things are going to be marked as steel, so be careful who sees you do it. But for me...
About time you showed up. Alright, I want to know what's going on. I've been trying to get Delgado's attention for, I don't know, 3 years now. And what do I get? Nothing but radio silence. Then out of nowhere, just when Naeva and I are closing in on a huge score of our own, Delgado orders me to help you out. Yeah, I figured you'd say something like that. Just another one of Delgado's loyal little soldiers, huh? Fine, have it your way. So Naeva's message said you were here for Dumbrosky. Was that all she sent you here to do? Or was there something else you were sent here to steal?
Now, Naeva asked us to keep the Earth Savior Award a little secret and not to reveal it, so I'm not going to mention it.
Okay. So why are you targeting a Galbank exec anyway? Not exactly your average Crimson Fleet prey. Why the interest? Oh, I see. We're playing this game now. Fine, fine. Well, you might as well turn around and hop back aboard your ship because you're not getting near Dumbrosky without my help. Well, well. It appears we have a mind reader here. You're absolutely right. I don't want money. I want back into the Crimson Fleet. It's as simple as that. Fine. You want to play it that way, and suit yourself. Dumbrosky's a full-timer aboard the Siren of the Stars. Probably spends more time cruising the space lanes than actually working. Fortunately, the Siren is hosting the Terran Preservation Society charity gala. Larry won't be able to resist showing off his VIP clout. To get what you need, you're gonna have to attend the gala, talk to his fellow philanthropists, and dig up some dirt. Yeah, well, lucky for you, it's not black tie, so you'll be fine. This card will allow you to access the Starfield Ballroom. If you need my help, I'll be relaxing in one of the upper-level lounges. Head inside and mingle with the crowd. No one likes Dumbrosky, so they'll be more than happy to share his dirty secrets. Well, you better learn quick. Oh, there's one last thing. Trident equips all of their starliners with the latest acoustic threat detection. Meaning that you lose patience and kill anyone aboard the ship, security will be alerted and all hell will break loose. Anyway, I suppose that's enough to get you started. Good luck.
So, I don't know if you recognize his voice or not. That's Vladimir Kulich. He was the voice of Ulfric Stormcloak in Skyrim. You're going to find a lot of the voice actors from both Skyrim and Fallout being brought back, so it's kind of interesting to hear their voices again as different characters.
What the hell? When I asked you earlier, you said you weren't here for anything else. Not only did you lie to me, but now you're telling me that she sent you after the award alone? Yeah? And I suppose it's just a coincidence you happen to be asking me about the very thing Naeva and I agreed to steal together. I can't believe she's trying to cut me out of this deal. Without me, the award never would have ended up here in the first place. She told you to hold that over my head, did she? Oh, that witch. Fine, I'll help. But you're doing all the legwork, and I'm still taking my cut of the payout. So tell me, what's the status of your plan? Okay, then let me point you to the person in charge of the award. Her name's Sheila Holbrooke, and you can probably find her in the Starfield Ballroom. I'd press her to reveal where the award's hidden, and we can go from there. And if you're thinking of pulling the trigger on poor Miss Holbrooke, remember that any gunfire is gonna set off the ship's alarms.
Okay, so...
Oh, and while you're at the gala, avoid the canapes. They're frozen, not fresh.
So we were going to keep it secret from him, but I did want to open up the optional here. You can't open up this optional by talking to the people in the ballroom and learning about who she is. But it's just easier. There's no repercussions for him knowing about it, as long as you're not agreeing to anything or trying to double-cross Naeva. So we're going to go in and talk to the society patrons about Larry and Dumbrosky, and while we're up there, we'll talk to Sheila as well. And again, feel free to explore around all of this. There are a bunch of rooms in here that you can explore and that sort of stuff, and a bunch of items that you can make off with, and chests and that sort of stuff in here.
Which doesn't leave much for the crew to do.
For instance, this one here. Now again, most of the stuff is going to be marked as steal, so be careful who sees you. Go into hiding or sneak mode before you try and steal any of it, just to be on the safe side.
Is this important? I don't have a lot of time for idle nonsense. Yes, I'm extremely busy preparing for the award ceremony, so this better be important. Not at all. I was assured that this particular ship was outfitted with the absolute latest and cutting-edge security. I am completely confident that Trident Luxury Lines will keep all of us safe. Yes, I am. Actually, I've been entrusted with the transfer of the award for the last 7 of its 9 years. Why do you ask? In my cabin? Oh, please. Why would I do something so foolish? I'll have you know that the award is locked inside the master safe, located at the purser's office. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have much more important things on my agenda than to speak to the likes of you.
I certainly hope they decide to hold all future society events.
I have about 1,000 things to deal with, and you're not one of them. Goodbye.
So that opened up an optional discover how to access the purser's safe. We're going to go around and talk to the society patrons here. And you see that we do have...
I've done this particular cruise run several times, and I can assure you...
Actually, we'll head in here first.
A Starview pass is required to enter the main ballroom.
Please let me know if your voyage is unsatisfactory in any way. Welcome to the Purser's office. I'm Chief Purser Murata. How can I be of assistance today? I've only seen it briefly myself, but I can assure you that it's quite lovely. Unfortunately, the item is locked inside of our safe, which can only be accessed by presenting an appropriate claim ID. Is there anything else I can assist you with today?
Okay, so now we have an optional...
If you change your mind, I'll be here. Have a wonderful trip. I'm sorry. It's against Trident policy to discuss our personal feelings towards a fellow crewmate. I don't want to lose my job. Why should I tell you?
I'm going to do a persuasion here. It needs 6 points.
I've got nothing better to do. This
okay,
isn't
wow,
getting
failed that
us
one too.
Anywhere.
Let's hope this one works.
Look,
okay.
I'd like to help, but...
We do have an auto persuade, so I'm going to use it down here on this 5.
I'd like to tell you, believe me. All right, but you didn't hear this from me. Do you understand? I don't want to lose my job. I like Captain Rokov, but I think he's mixed up with some very dangerous people. I was bringing some paperwork to his quarters one day, and I found a slate with a message he received from someone named Delgado. That would normally be fine, but the message mentions the Crimson Fleet, as in pirates. Can you believe it? If you want to grab it, the slate should still be in his quarters. Somewhere.
Okay, so this is going to tell you
your friends how much you enjoy the cruise.
That there's a slate that's in his room that lets you know about his dealings with the Crimson Fleet.
If you have any specific requests, please speak to one of the crew's attendants.
Okay, so now again, we need that claim ID,
Have you
right?
tried the canopies?
Must you continue these unwelcome interruptions? I'm a very busy woman. Excuse me? And why in goodness name would I do something as foolish as that? And why in goodness name would I possibly agree to that ridiculous demand?
Okay, so again, we're at 6. We need 6 here.
That's what I'm hoping.
So we're going to have to press on some of these.
Maybe we can work something out.
We're going to have to take a chance here. Or we could try and get a 1 out of this and see if it works. But if we fail it, we're definitely done. But then that might open up an option to get a 2 next time. Nope,
Sorry,
failed it.
but I can't. Ugh, this is utterly preposterous. I'm not giving you anything. I should say so. The nerve of you to even ask something so stupid.
Okay, so now the option, we're going to go and talk to the society patrons and we're going to learn more about Dumbrosky. We'll come back up to Rokov here in a second. So down here, you just have to talk to a few people.
Hello, are you a member of the society?
quite a lovely starliner. Nothing but the best. Larry likes to drop overly complex words into conversations. I'm sure he knows that it annoys people, but he does it anyway. I missed out on the award to someone else last year, so this year I doubled my contributions to the society. Fingers crossed. Well, that was boring.
The society. So, what brings you? I heard he uses Galbank's VIP suites on the Siren of the Stars almost monthly. Does the man ever do any real work? It's for the society's high rollers. If you don't have more than 8 figures in your accounts, I wouldn't even bother going after the award. Enjoy the rest of the event.
That view is
Here for
absolutely
business?
spectacular,
Pleasure.
isn't it?
Larry has an A-level executive rating over at Galbank, which means he has access to everyone's accounts at the touch of a button.
Whoops.
Don't forget to donate to the cause.
Sorry, mind moving along? I'm trying to enjoy the celebration.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. Dumbrosky is married to some poor woman that he constantly leaves behind in New Atlantis when he goes on his business trips. Could we talk about something else? Please. That's all then?
Okay, at some point, you're going to begin to
An
realize...
open bar would have been nice. But Trident's gouging us for every credit we
The
got.
society chair has really
That view is absolutely spectacular, isn't it?
At all times. Have a safe journey.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Have you tried the canopy?
Here for business,
Horrid.
or...
Positively horrid.
I don't know why Larry's attending this event. He could care less about any planet, let alone the Earth. All I know is that the award is given to whomever contributed the most to the preservation of Earth as a historic landmark. Nice to have met you.
that the only way to get this to trigger is to talk to enough people down here.
But Trident's gouging us for He's been spending a lot of time with Klaudia Swiss. Quality time, if you catch my meaning. I'm certain his wife doesn't know a thing about it.
And that will eventually, that's the conversation. It happens randomly, normally somewhere around 4 or 5 or 6 patrons that you talk to. You'll learn about the fact that he's been talking to somebody named Klaudia Swiss, or Quist. And you need to head up
The ship's purser can assist
to the
you with
guest
that
suites
matter.
to find Klaudia. She'll be walking around. She's going to be easy to find.
Sorry, do I know you? Look, I think you're definitely confused here. I really don't have time to have a discussion with you. My partner's waiting for me. He's a very important man. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? How did you... That idiot. I told Larry to keep his big mouth shut, but did he listen? No. He had to impress his friends and treat me like a trophy. Look, I've been in this business for a long time, and I know how this game works, so let's skip all the banter and get it over with. What's it gonna take to make us both happy?
Okay, so you have 2 options here. So we're going to try and persuade first.
If I give you dirt on that son of a bitch Dumbrosky, all I'm doing is endangering myself. Why would I do that? If you're trying to intimidate me by saying that, it's not gonna work. If you had another way to get the
Yeah, my
information,
persuasion skill's
you
not
wouldn't
very
be
good at
dealing,
this point.
You'd be demanding. Yeah, you could be right. You know more about me than I suspected. Can't have that.
And my luck's gonna run out on these ones here pretty soon.
I should make him pay for doing this to me.
But I don't think I'd be able to pass that, so I'm gonna have to try one more of these.
That's true. For once, I would like to see him squirm.
Okay, and this is it. And
If
of
you
course
get
I
the
fail
info,
it.
He might come after me. You know what? Forget it. The price of doing business by slinging mud is way too steep. What else you got? You're willing to pay me to give you dirt on Larry? Sorry, I thought I'd end up on the short end of the deal. You know, this whole thing really pisses me off. Larry and I had the perfect scheme where thousands of credits all worked out, and then he goes and flushes the whole thing down the toilet. Yeah, I'm getting to that. Larry got together with myself and this other guy, Gabriel Vera. He's some bigwig over at UC Security. I doctored the transactions, Larry wiped them off the system, and Vera kept the legal pressure off of us. We were scamming Galbank for months. It was going well until I discovered Larry was cheating everyone by changing each transaction in his favor before deleting them. I wish I had some. Maybe you should try talking to Gabriel Vera. He should be around here somewhere. If he doesn't want to cooperate, just mention my name. That should grab his attention. Good luck. You're gonna need it.
Okay, so there is a third option
Nail
here
his ass right to the wall.
with Klaudia. So you can, before you have that conversation, you can attempt to pickpocket her cabin key off of her. Otherwise, down... Is it this one? Nope. Yes, this is it right here. You can pick the expert lock here. You have to be hidden when you do it, so just make sure that you're in hiding while you pick it. Inside there, you'll find a slate that has information about the affair, and then you can go in and talk to her and blackmail her with that slate, and you don't have to pay the money. It was just quicker for me just to go ahead and pay it if I failed the persuasion, so it's not a big deal. But if you're short on credits, or you need the lockpicking experience, head in there and do it that way.
Don't forget to keep your Starview Pass handy at all times.
Okay, so we're going to go down and talk to Gabriel.
So, what brings you up?
Hello. You here for the charity event? Dumbrosky, he's the exec holding court over in the VIP area of the ballroom. Yeah, sorry. I work for UC Security, not Galbank. I don't really know him personally. Klaudia sent you, did she? Look, friend, I don't know if you're just a little drunk, maybe a touch crazy, or both. Whatever you think you know about me, you're dead wrong. So back off. Sure, go ahead. If it makes you feel better, you can take it right to the top of mast. Anything you try to report will boil down to your word against mine. And since I work for UC Security, what do you think people will believe?
Okay, so he's not as easily swayed.
Hello.
And now all options lead back to Rokov. So just to get an update on where we are with our quests, we need to acquire a claim ID and we couldn't get it by Persuasion. And we need to now return to Rokov in dealing with Dumbrosky.
I saw your little exchange with Vera. Keep that up and I guarantee that imbecile's gonna demand that you be arrested. Which is why he's threatening you. That makes sense. We need hard evidence of their scheme. But it's gonna be tricky. The problem is he's not gonna talk to you in public. We need to get Vera isolated so he'll spill everything he knows. Smart. If there's an emergency, standard practice is for all passengers to clear the decks and report to their cabins for lockdown. I think the best chance we have would be to tamper with the life support sensors. Manipulate a few controls, and you can fool the monitoring system into thinking there's a life support failure. And there you have your emergency. Don't worry, it'll be as easy as it was mingling with the guests at the party. Just throw a few lousy switches and you're done. One more thing. If Chief Engineer Sundin gives you any trouble, tell him I'll erase that gambling debt he owes me. I prefer you use that as a last resort, but hey, what's the harm in losing a few credits when I'm on the brink of rejoining the fleet, right? Anyway, I better start packing. Things are getting hot around here, and won't be long before Trident figures out you had help.
Okay, so he's giving us another way to deal with the Dumbrosky thread that we're on. We also need some help with the Earth Savior Award, though.
As long as you remember that I'm getting paid my cut, I'll help you with anything you want. What's the status of your plan? Like the ship's purser probably told you, it's because the system is completely automated. The only way you're gonna get the award is by using Sheila's claim ID. But she's not going to just hand it over. Here, give her this. I'm certain it'll help. And if you're thinking of pulling the trigger on poor Miss Holbrooke, remember that any gunfire is gonna set off the ship's alarms.
Okay.
Remember, the moment you shut down that system, the entire ship goes into lockdown mode.
And we want to finish off some things before we get into lockdown mode.
I certainly hope they decide.
Must you continue these unwelcome interruptions? I'm a very busy woman. Excuse me? And why in goodness name would I do something as foolish as that?
And this is what we got from Rokov. It's the blackmail against her.
Oh my goodness. How did you know about that? There's no need to make a scene. If you're here to steal the award, there's nothing I can really do about that, is there? Here, take it.
Okay. So now we're going to head down here. And actually, let's go do one more thing first. We need to get the piece of evidence before we go down. Well, it's going to be easier if we do it before we go into lockdown. So we're going to head back out to the ship areas.
Goodbye.
And
In the event event of a lockdown, remember to return to your cabin in a quiet...
Here it is.
Any complaints about your crews should be directed to one of the staff.
Okay, so in the crew quarters, remember we got in that conversation where the patron mentioned that there was a slate in the captain's quarters. And that slate is the piece of evidence that we're looking for.
There's nothing quite like the view
And
it's bread.
the captain's crew quarters are over here, I think.
Rokov said you're allowed in any of the crew-specific areas.
Yes. These are the captain's quarters. And here's the request denied evidence that they were talking about. Okay, so again, let's a little bit of the history of Rokov and Naeva and what they've been doing. So that gets us another piece of the burden of proof quest. And again, you want to do this before the lockdown, just to make things a little easier. You can certainly do it on the way out of here, if you'd like.
You're a guest of Captain Rokov, right? Welcome aboard.
But you might as well just take care of it and get it done here. And now we're going to head over.
I'm sorry, but unless you're reporting a security situation,
and go down to the engineering deck.
So, what brings you aboard?
And talk to Chief Engineer Sandine here.
Hold up. This area is off limits to passengers. Wait a second. You're Captain Rokov's guest, right? Didn't expect to see you down here. Sorry to give you trouble. What can I do for you? Oh, sorry. That area is off limits. No exceptions. Oh, really? Well, that changes things quite a bit. Tell you what, I'm just going to step out for a bit and stretch my legs. Maybe you can hold this for me while I'm away? Whatever you do, don't break anything, or I'll be out of a job.
Okay, so now we have access to the computer using his ID. And now all we have to do is shut down the 3 life support switches here. Okay, so what that's going to do is take all of the passengers and move them into their quarters. And security is now going to be patrolling the ship. However, it also means that some of the crew members have also gone to their quarters, which makes stealing things a little bit easier. And there's a couple of things specifically to look at. And one of them is here in the bar. So we have these exotic bottles and these crates of exotic liquors that are in here that are all, again, worth quite a bit of credits. And there's nobody up here to see us take any of this stuff at this point.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion.
You have all these Chardonnays, and these all have high value to weight ratios in here. The rest of this food isn't, but there is another crate there. And then you also have a safe here that we can take a look at. So on the inside ring, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this has got to be 4 and 4. So could be that one. Then we would need one that kind of looks like this. But no, can't be that. So if we use this one, still don't think this works. Yes, it does. So this one and this one. Okay, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So again, 4 and 4. So it's got to be these two. Over there. And there. Yes. And the outside one is 3, so that's going to be 2 and 1. Then we have this one, and this one, this one, and this one. Okay. 1,800 credits in here. Easy. Now again, we can confront Gabriel Vera in his cabin here. We also can head down here now, back to the purser's office. And you see the purser's no longer here. So we can use Holbrooke's ID. And use it again here to take the Earth Savior Award. Okay, and again, in here, there are going to be some other things that you can steal. So, a bashing suppressed Razorback. I don't really like the small mags on these, but you certainly can sell
May
it.
I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to
Don't
your
really care
cabins
about the
in an
workwear
orderly
or
fashion
anything like that.
and remain there until you receive further instructions.
But then back here behind, you can always pick up some more weapons and ammo. Then we can head back out this way and continue over to Gabriel Vera's room.
I was wondering if you were the cause of the ship-wide emergency. It's time you stop playing games and tell me why you're here.
Okay, so we have a couple of options here.
You're working for Ikande's little anti-pirating outfit? So what? I have nothing to do with the Crimson Fleet. And even if I suddenly decided to stay loyal to the old UC, why would I possibly want to incriminate myself by handing over evidence? Klaudia said that. You sure? Damn it! That means my money's already gone. And Dumbrosky's going to walk away with a fortune. I'd love to see the bastard fry. But if I give you that information and it falls into the wrong hands, I could end up in jail.
Okay, so you have two options here to go forward. You're going to want to pay the credit. Well, I guess you can technically play this either way. It's just a lot easier if you pay the credits, otherwise you are going to have a big fight on your hand. There is security roaming all around here, and you're going to have to fight your way out. But paying the credits will get you two
At least I'll
things.
walk away with something. All right, you have yourself a deal. Here, with this slate and this recording to tie it all together, you'll be able to nail his ass to the wall. He'll do whatever you want. Just remember that you promised to leave me out of it.
Okay, so you see in the upper right-hand corner, we got the transaction log. We also got the Galbank plan, which is another piece of evidence. Okay, so you get both of these. All the illicit transactions to be able to blackmail Dumbrosky. And we got another piece of evidence here. So our second piece of evidence from this quest, and that's all that you're going to get out of this quest. So make sure you pick up both of those before you leave here.
If you don't kill him, I will.
Now with him in here, you can wait for him to sit back down, and you'll be hidden again, and you can open up and take any of these weapons and that sort of stuff that you want out of here. Just make sure that if you're going to open them up that you are hidden when you do it. I think that's it. Yes. So now the only thing we have left to do is confront Larry Dumbrosky.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared
And this is all the security that you would have to fight your way through.
Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion.
So it can get a little bit
Until you receive further instructions.
harsh getting your way out of here, but it's certainly doable. And you need to make your way up top, and that's through the stairs over here. And again, I am overloaded, so my O2 is going to be going down, but not really too worried about it. And this is Dumbrosky's quarters.
Well, well. You must be the one who's been accosting Klaudia and Gabriel. I'm uncertain what you hope to accomplish here, but it appears we should rapidly enter into some sort of negotiation. Excellent, excellent. So, before we begin, let's review the facts. First, it's clear that you've obtained insider knowledge of my arrangement to defraud Galbank. The means and the method, perhaps, but not the motive. And second, I'm going to hypothesize that my compatriots are despondent regarding their share and have assisted you with this endeavor, Since we're speaking and I'm not at the reporting end of a bullet, this leads me to conclude that you desire something personal from me.
Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Well, that certainly places a damper on our negotiations. Perhaps I can hasten my diatribe to temper your violence-ridden contribution. In blunt terms, you have compromising materials about me in your possession. The only thing I have to offer in return are my Galbank credentials. I assume that's what you've been angling for all along? Splendid. It appears we've reached an accord. Wait, I'm sorry. Let me simplify that for you. It sounds like we have a deal. Oh, of course, I trust you'll understand if I ask for us to avoid any further contact. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to formulate how I'm going to utterly ruin two very annoying business associates. Good day.
Okay, so you can see up in the upper right-hand corner, he took the transaction log and gave you his credentials in return. Now, if you have the Risk Runner trait, which I do not, but if you picked Risk Runner as one of your traits, you're going to get an option there to actually blackmail him for some cash in addition to that by saying that you're going to spread some information about him all over the net. I didn't take the Risk Runner trait, so I don't have that option here, but it certainly might be available to you if you've chosen that. Again, 3,500 credits is not really that big a deal, though.
Please. The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Well, looks like everything worked out, just like we planned. I wish you hadn't blown away the gambling debt that Sandine owed me. But hey, you got the job done. I'm glad one of us did. I'm just hoping you'll put in a good word for me with Delgado. Otherwise, I've risked my career for nothing. You know, I'm still wondering exactly what you needed those credentials for. You feel like telling me, partner? Of course. I understand completely. Anyway, I suppose there's nothing stopping me from rejoining the fleet now. It's been a long time coming. I owe you one, Overreach. Nonsense. If there's one universal constant you can depend on, it's that Yevgeny Rokov always makes good on his deals. Always. Well, I suppose this is where we part company. Hopefully the next time we meet, we'll be aboard the Key.
Okay, so now we're supposed to proceed to New Atlantis. We're not going to do that because we do have...
Stars is now...
Actually, that's a good question. Did I pick up any contraband or just stolen items? Like it's just stolen items, so I can't actually head back there if I'd like, but I'm gonna go clear up my my inventory with or at the Key.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency.
Okay, so we'll just make our way back to our ship here, and then we can get out of here. Okay, so what that illustrated is the fact that we really don't have a whole lot of persuasion. Those persuasion checks were a lot harder than they would be if we had some abilities in our persuasion skills. So we did level it up once, I believe, on there, but we'll check our skill real quick. I think we still need at least one, maybe two more persuasion successes. Okay, so yeah, we need two more to be able to unlock the next rank of persuasion here. Let's just go in here real quick, sell this stuff off, and then we'll head out.
The fleet protects our own.
And as usual, we are going to have to rest here to get the credits back, but that's easy to do. So the persuasion skill inside that mission, as I mentioned before we started it, can make things a lot easier. You were able to not give up Rokov's gambling debt. You're able to persuade the chief engineer to do it. You're able to get that claim ID from Holbrooke right at the very start. You're able to get the incriminating evidence for to talk to Gabriel Vega about from Swiss. You're able to get that all without having to do anything else. So it can significantly speed up the out-of-pocket or the time it takes you, as well as not having you spend any credits. Because I think if you fail everything like we did, I think it's either 7,500 or 8,000 credits that you have to come into this mission with to be able to pay for all of that evidence. So having your persuasion skill up as much as you can at that point is certainly going to help. It's just not something I've prioritized because, again, with the amount of money that you're able to earn in here, paying off anybody is not a big deal at all. I've got a few 100,000 credits already, I'm sure. I haven't looked at my inventory in a while, but we will find out here as soon as we start selling stuff off.
Heading out. Well, only the best protective gear you can find.
So yeah, 556,000 credits here. Not really too worried. So I don't like, I mean, the Razorback has high damage, but low fire rate and the low mag size is what really kills it for me. So I don't ever use it. The auto rivet, again, is one of those heavy weapons that you can have, but the range is horrible. The mag size is small, and again, low fire rate compared to other things. So let's see if there's anything else that we can sell off here. Okay, there we go. I don't mind giving him 3 credits.
Hi, I'm here if you need me.
That last job didn't pan
Looking to
out.
make quick work.
I need something
Plenty
bigger.
of merchandise.
All right. See you around.
Okay, and for the last couple, we're going to go over here to the high credit
My prices may be high.
vendors.
Now you're speaking my language.
We're going to see if we can sell anything from our ship. So we don't want to sell that. We're keeping all of those spacesuits just for display purposes. Same thing there. I think we've already cleared this out. Yes.
Always a pleasure.
So, oh, actually, we do have
hard to
a
find.
couple of weapons that we're
probably
not
got
going to
it.
use.
Hey, I'm always ready to take credits off your hands.
Forgot about these. Because, yeah, the keel hauler we're not going to use. Again, the low mag size, as I mentioned before, I think really kills this weapon. So I'm not going to use it. And I think that's it. Yes.
Don't miss me too much.
Okay, so now I'm going to... Let's see, I don't know if I can do it from here. See if I can. No, I can't. So let's go back to our ship here. Actually, let's head over to Alpha Centauri, which is where the quest wants us to go.
Welcome to UC Space. Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo. All right.
So where are we?
We're done. You're...
Okay, so just proceed to New Atlantis here.
I'm sorry. Heat leeches can turn into what?
Terrormorphs.
We're asking everyone to take care of any leeches
I was
on their
thinking we don't need anything to sell.
On our watch, no heat leech enters this city. You will be scanned as you enter the city.
Actually, let's see if we can drop off these resources in our ship here. Yes, we can.
Okay, no bounty.
Hello there.
And we're gonna make our way over to Galbank.
Wow.
Not here.
So we can utilize these credentials.
Hello. Welcome to the the Galbank Archives. May I see your credentials, please? Just one moment while I verify. Oh, yes, Mr. Dumbrosky. Welcome, sir. Give me a moment to log your visit, and then I'll unseal the archives. No. No. Never. Not at all. I'm so sorry. Hey, look. Please don't mention this to my supervisor, okay? She'll give me a low rating, and I'm gonna end up scrubbing floors. Me? No. Look, This is my first day on the job. Just cut me some slack, okay? I can't afford to lose it. Got a wife and kids to feed. Everything checks out. Give me a moment to log your visit, and then I'll unseal the archives. There we go. Have a wonderful day.
Okay, so the guard was acting a bit strange there. And there's an Ecliptic ambush here. Somebody else wants this as well. Should be just the leader left. I love damage over time effects. Oh, he's 34. No wonder he's taken a while to go down here. It's like, he sure is being a damage sponge. Couldn't figure out why. He's quite a bit above my level. Just regular Grendels. Nothing very special. So here we'll go check through the Lost Ship Registry, and remember we're looking for the Legacy. And we now know it's at Bannock 4 in the Bannock system. And don't mind me, just a little shooting going on, no big deal. Okay, so let's take a look at our quest log again, and it wants us to head back to the key and report back to Delgado. while we're here, we're going to check in and see if we have any...
Captains handle most of the...
Remember what we were talking about as far as our weapons went, the... The Beowulf is a great middle ground sniper rifle. It's really more of a DMR type weapon. Let's see if we can find one that is semi-automatic and has armor-piercing rounds or high velocity or something like that. The Hunter Wolf here is a great one to have as long as you can swap out burst fire. Because right now, the recoil on it is going to make it useless. So let's talk to Aludra here and see if she has any semi-automatic Beowulfs that we can use. So just a regular one. So she does not. Actually, let's go in here one more time because we do need to sell a few items to her. Okay, so that's actually not bad. It's got 50 damage and it's anti-personnel, but that doesn't compare to the Pain Blade.
Done here? Fine by me.
Look, Trade Authority takes always looking forward to something mutually beneficial.
So we'll check here just for some more Beowulfs. So we have a Technophile, so that's armor-piercing rounds, which is great. It's suppressed, which is great, but again, it's got burst fire. Which is going to make it just horrible to control. But yeah, having armor-piercing rounds and a suppressor would be exactly what we need. The reflex sight would make it a little harder to use at range, but it's a shame. We're almost getting the one that we want, but just not quite. And yeah, all we have is the advanced Grendel in here. So we'll keep an eye out for...
Your credits are always good at the Trade Authority.
For that Beowulf.
Don't even... I hope you came with... We can talk about whatever you want, as long as you got the creds.
So there's boosted, again, burst fire. Seems like every single one of these that we pick up is going to have burst fire on it. I would just prefer to have anything other than burst fire in that mod slot. You know, since everybody is giving us
always a pleasure
Beowulfs here, let's actually take a minute and reset these and see if we can get one, because my plan for the rest of the stream is I don't think I want to start the next specific mission in this. Well, I think we're going to start it, but then I think we're going to go do the 2 side quests. And one of them is going to require us to get into combat again and clear out a base, and I would like to have a semi-automatic designated marksman rifle type of weapon to help clear it out rather than the hunting rifle that I've got right now. The Beowulf is going to be a substantial increase in damage, especially if I can get it with armor piercing rounds. So I'd like to try for it one time here. If we don't get it, then again, I'm not gonna waste your guys' time sitting here on stream waiting over and over and over again. But let's try and get it here and see if we can come up with a good Beowulf to move us forward here. Remember, just as a heads up, after we finish the Crimson Fleet questline, we're going to spend a stream, possibly two, dealing with setting up an outpost so that we can level up really fast and put a bunch of points into research so that we can max out our modifications to our weapons and our spacesuits. But that won't happen until after I'm done with this quest line, or else I would go right now and modify the Hunter Wolf that I have to be able to be what I want. Just can't do it at this particular time because I don't want to. It's going to take at least one, maybe two streams to get all that set up so that we can get the research done for the mods. So, nothing here.
Don't be a stranger.
Well, I hope you've brought me. I'm sure we can work.
Nothing here. So last time everybody gave us a Beowulf, and now nobody's giving us a Beowulf.
Rook. You don't weapons for all? If your credits.
Not a single Beowulf in sight. Okay, well, we'll head out.
Need more weapons or ammo? Come see.
While we're in here, we need to set the Pain Blade as our weapon, and we can then sell off the osmium dagger here. We don't need it.
Me. Looking to make quick work? Take your pick. All right. See you around.
Okay, so again, taking stock of our weapons, the calibrated Old Earth hunting rifle is kind of the sniper rifle, quote unquote, that we have for long distance shooting. The damage is just going to start very quickly getting outclassed by a semi-automatic armor-piercing Beowulf. This is only 14 damage here, and that's just because it only has high velocity instead of armor-piercing rounds, and it's got burst fire instead of semi-automatic fire on it. If it had that, it would significantly up the damage. So let's go talk to Delgado.
Listen to Delgado, unless you want to get healed.
Your buddy Rokov is aboard the Key. Told me everything that happened.
Yeah, he won't shut up about you. Keeps going on and on. Now I remember why we kicked his ass out the fleet. Yeah? That'd be a first.
All right, Naeva, you've made your point. Well, since you're vouching for Rokov, I guess we can give him another chance. All right. Now that is out of the way, we can move on to the matter at hand. Kryx's legacy. Speaking of which, let me see that data you copied from the Galbank archives. Ah, so the Galbank transport went down over Bannock 4. Bannock. Why does that sound familiar? Naeva?
Yeah, keep your panties on. I'm looking it up. And I got it. Bannock 4. Let's see. Damn it. Bannock 4 is an EM-class gas giant. We can't even get a ship near the thing without frying every circuit aboard. Yeah, sure. We'll just wrap your ship in a ton of copper and launch you right in there. That ought to do the trick, right?
Both of you shut up and think for a second. I'm sure Kryx hit the same roadblock. All we need to do is figure out how he got around it.
This sounds like a goddamn waste of time to me.
That's the spirit, Rook. That is the essence of the Crimson Fleet that has been slipping away lately. Naeva, the Galbank data says the transport had a CBR-27 transponder. Can we track that kind of thing? Pinpoint its exact location?
That transponder is military grade. We're talking ultra-bit encryption, constantly reshuffling frequencies. We don't have shit like that laying around. But before you get that pissy look on your face, I heard that the UC's been working on a ship signal decryption system called a comm spike. We grab that little beauty, and we'll be able to track anything you want.
All right, here is the plan, so shut up and listen. Rook, I want you and Naeva to put your heads together and get us that comm spike. I don't care if it's mounted at the top of mast. I want it. In the meantime, I'm going to find out more about this EM-class gas giant problem. And I think I know just who to ask.
Give me a little time to crunch the numbers on the comm spike with Jazz, and I'll point us in the right direction. I promise. You gonna write that in your diary, little girl?
All right, that is enough. We are in arm's reach of Kryx's legacy, and I don't have time to deal with this kind of bullshit. Now, both of you, get the hell out of here and get to work.
All right, let's get this over with. Follow me.
Now, Naeva's probably not going to be too happy, or Naeva's probably not going to be too happy with us. After, even though we did steal the Earth Savior Award, we did have to cut Rokov in on the deal because of our horrible persuasion checks.
Protects our ward,
So she's probably not going to be too happy with us, but we'll see what happens.
We call UCC staff sharks, but to the fleet, they're just bait.
All right, let's get right to it. Did you get the Earth Savior Award, or am I gonna be very disappointed? Well, well, look at that. You followed my directions, and now you're gonna end up with some credits in your pocket. Of course, it would have been more money if you hadn't blabbed about the damn thing to Rokov, but that's on you. Anyway, here's your cash. Keep this up, and I might even start respecting you. All right, fleet? We've all got work to do, so let's get to it.
Okay, so wasn't too bad. So now we need to report back to the UC Vigilance. And at this point, we're going to take a break from breaking the bank, and we're going to head to Reclaiming the Past. So it says there's a deserted Ecliptic Garrison that we need to go retrieve Maddie's ring from. And it's down here on Ariel. So,
that I'd hunt you down. The last time we spoke on the key, I told you there'd be hell to pay. You got me kicked out of the Crimson Fleet, and now it's time for me to take everything from you! Ha! I'd like to see you try. I almost made it into the Crimson Fleet, and got a crack at some real money. Then, you had to open your big mouth! You stole everything from me, and I'm here to steal it all back! Kill him! Leave nothing left but space dust!
Okay, so Mathis is not too happy with us. Good thing for us, his ships aren't really all that dangerous. And we're gonna save the blind bet for last. Okay, and now we're gonna target lock here. Take out his engines.
Engine is offline.
You will pay!
Okay. So I guess we can't board him. I was hoping to be able to board him. But I guess we can't. We just have to kill him. Like I say, I was actually hoping to board him to try and handle it man to man. But it wouldn't let me. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and land here on the surface. And that's just a random encounter. It's not necessarily going to show up every time that you try and come here to the garrison.
Landing gear is ready. It's clear.
Okay, now clearing out this garrison is fairly straightforward. We've actually seen these setups before. We'll just quickly make our way over here and see what we have. And for us, remember, military background. Try and take the high ground first if you can. And you can see that we have some markers popping up. So this isn't really as deserted as it was made out to be here. So he died standing up. That Bethesda physics. Okay, so they saw us out here. Okay, and these are above us.
Eliminate the target.
We are going to watch our back just in case they decide to jump down. Thing I don't like is that dark colored reticle. Makes it hard to know exactly where your shots are going when you've got a dark background. So there's Clay Dietrich dead. He was the one that Bog mentioned. Okay, so this contractor's up above. He's right up above us.
Visual.
Aw. I thought I'd have enough momentum to get it up there. And he shot it. But I shot that one. Okay, and then out here there's normally a couple of crafting supplies sitting around. Doesn't look like there is this time though. Okay, so there on Dietrich, we picked up an unsent letter. So here we find out Madeline's dead, and we find out a little more about the backstory between her, Bog, and Clay. But Clay was really the one that betrayed Madeline to save his own life, and that's kind of what got Bog on the whole revenge kick, which is completely understandable. So then here in the chest we have the message for Bog, which is the evidence that is in this mission. We also have Maddie's ring and some other items. Okay, not a good story that that Boggs had to deal with there. It's now on our way out. We will clean up the rest of this. Okay, normally some crafting supplies in here somewhere, and there is. Now, don't forget when you're out here to unlock the storage container. Oh, I don't have any digipicks left. I haven't been paying attention. Great. Good job. Well done. We'll see if we can find any laying around up here. I believe there's more stuff over here. Okay, so there's just ammo this time. Okay, so you'll normally start encountering the robots down here. So having the high ground here is a good way to make sure that they're taken out. Really don't like the reticle on this thing. It's just too hard to see. Oh wow, high ground. I thought I had it. Just too hard to see where your rounds are going with this reticle. That's why I really don't like this, but for early game, it's the best I have. Whoop, he's gonna go flying. Oh, he went into the railing instead. Somebody's Grundle. Don't know where this... I think he's... Actually, I think I know where he is. I think he's around the other side of that ship over there. And we know that coming up out of the ground over here on this ramp, we're going to run into some enemies. And there's probably at least one more down inside the building in the middle, but we'll go take a look and see. Okay, so looks like we're good in here. Take a look, see if we have any crafting supplies around here. There's a digipick. Okay, so let's head back up. And break into this storage container up here. Bethesda physics. Alright, so it is a master level lock, so it's going to take us a bit here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 4 and 3. So it's not this one. Might be this one. Nope. It's not that one either. So it's got to be this one. Ah, okay. I was looking at it backwards. So here, and then 3 where they're all pretty much on the same side. So this one? Yes. So gotta remember, so these 2 right next to each other, okay? So then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So could be 4 and 1. But no, neither one of those work. So gonna be 3 and 2. So let's just start with one of these and start maneuvering it around and see if it lines up. That does not. So it's not that one. Not this one either. Okay, so then we need 2 that are right next to each other. It could be 1 and 1. Okay, so that means this row and this row are entirely used. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's check our 4 and 1. So that works. And that works. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 4 and 3. So it's got to be this one. And then that 3 is this one. So that means this goes here to complete that, and that means that this ring here has to utilize something different. So that doesn't work. This is the interior ring, so this one isn't used. But it doesn't line up either. So I think and I've only got one shot at this, so if this one doesn't work there, does it work here? It doesn't work in this one at all. So this one has to be here. So this has to be here. And then this one and this one. So it's this ring here that's the problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's definitely 3 and 2. So let's just look and see if there's anything that works. Doesn't matter if I already previously had it slotted somewhere or not. There's nothing of the 3s that works in there. It's only this one. So maybe... Boy, this is a difficult one. Not gonna lie. So those two definitely work. There. For the interior ring. And then this one. So let's see if there's anything else that fits in here. This one does fit. So this could be 4 and 1. For that ring. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So another 3 and 2. So that one works. And then this could be 2 and 2 here. Okay, so then this 4 and this 3 work. Alright. Well, also start remember this is a master lock. So it's not meant to be easy, and I just messed it up. I just messed it up. That's awesome. I went through all that trouble and then I was talking and distracted myself and blew it. So yeah, I messed that up. So that's actually hilarious. So I don't have any choice. I can't slot anything. None of these will work to cover that. So have no choice but to exit. And I lost my digipick. That's awesome. That's my fault for not paying attention. I was busy talking and I shouldn't have been, and I blew it. It is kind of funny though. Okay, so that's the room that we were just in where we found the digipick. So we'll just look around again real quick and see if we manage to come up with another one. What do you know? There's one right there. Maybe this one will be a little bit easier because once you exit, it resets itself. Okay, so I do have a safe down here that I would have to pick my way into. I would prefer, however, to pick into that crate up there instead. There's no guarantee. Loot is entirely randomized, so I master level lock does not mean that you're going to get better loot out of it. But let's go try one more time. And we also need to make our way up here to the ship platform. We do have some enemies up here. Need to make our way up here to the ship platform. Kinda sucks to be that guy. These spacesuits are never any good. There is normally, I think it's in the other one around the side over here. There probably is another Ecliptic over here. Actually, that might have been the one that climbed all the way up on top of the ship. Because I'm not getting any message or orange bars on my stealth meter. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. So there's normally some contraband over here on this side. And I doubt we'll be able to find this guy's body. I have no idea where he would have fallen to from up here. You know, I don't think I've ever tried to jump up there. Interesting. Nothing else up here. But this is the high ground here. You are very exposed to the enemies that would be up there, but... Okay, so our crate is over there. It's right over there. See if we do any better this time. Yeah, Philip, what we're going to do, I mentioned this a bit earlier in the live stream. Once we finish the Crimson Fleet questline here, we're going to spend at least one, probably two live streams doing two things. The first we're going to do is set up an outpost so that we can level up quickly to be able to have skill points available to use to put into the weapon research and suit research skills so that we can unlock all of the mods for our weapons and our suits. Having those things available is a huge boost in combat capability. So yeah, I figure the way that we're going here, we've got at least next live stream on the Crimson Fleet and possibly at least a portion of the next one, and maybe we can get into outpost building at the end of the live stream after next. But I'm thinking that we'll probably have next live stream and the live stream after to complete the Crimson Fleet, and then we'll get into outpost building. So either not next week, but the week after, or possibly the week after that. yes, we are definitely going to get into outpost buildings. It's not going to be a whole in-depth, I'm going to create the perfect living quarters and maximize all of my fabricators and all that sort of stuff. We're going to get the simplest, basic, easiest to set up version where we can just use it to level up quickly. So let's look quickly through here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So could be 4 and 2 or 3 and 3. It's going to be 2. Well, let's look and see what we have. It's not going to be that one. It's going to have to be. So that works, and then it would be something like this, maybe? Nope, maybe this? Nope. Only one more no. So that 3 is not part of it. That one doesn't line up. This one might line up here. Yes, it does. And then this one might work this way. Yes. Okay, so this one, no. This one and this one. Yes, work on the inner ring. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, this is the only 4. Let's see if it fits anywhere. It does. So that would have to be a 2 that are right next to each other, and we don't have any 2s that are like that. It could be 1 and 1. But let's try another 3 and 3 first. No? I think that should actually be good. I think let's put these in. So we need 1 here and 1 there, because this ring has only got 2. So it's going to have to be that. And then we've got 4. So this could be a 3 and 1. It's going to be 3 and 1. It's going to have to be this, though. And this does not fit anywhere. This one's already part of the inner ring. It's these two. No, these two that are part of the inner ring. So let's see if this one fits anywhere. It doesn't. So yeah, this one does not fit. So we can't make another 2 and 2 work. Because this 2 is already being used in the previous ring. So, okay. So we've run into an issue again. So let's use an auto slot. Okay, so this one is actually in the outer ring. So this one, and then we're going to have to use a 1 here. This one. Okay, so it's got to be this one. And now here, we've got 6. So that one would work. This one would not, but this one would work here. but we don't have another one that makes that work. So if we move this here, then we might have this one. Yes. Okay, and then the inner rings 1, 2, 3. So now we've got this one and this one working. So let's work the inner ring with all of these. So that's 6. So it's going to be 2 and or 3 and 3 again, probably. Does this one fit anywhere? Yes. And then does this fit anywhere? Does it fit here? It doesn't. So it does fit there. Wow, this one's difficult. Okay, so these two are used. So does 4... The 4 does not fit in there anywhere. The 4 does fit here. And I could do 1. This is the previous one. And 1. So there, and there. And then the inner ring could be this one. Could be this one and this one. Nope, that doesn't fit. It gets so close. So that works, and then does this work? No. Let's use another auto slot here. Okay, so that means that we're guaranteed to have this one have to go here. So does this thing slot anywhere? So it does slot here. There, and 1. I don't know, I've never used 3 on one of these before. But this would work. There, and here. Wow, that was difficult. Okay, and there's a big weapon case in here. So, and we just got another arc welder, which I don't ever use, so... Alright, well... It was worth a chance. So let's head back to our ship here. And again, we're overloaded. That's why I'm not fast traveling back there. Once I get within a good range, I can check my inventory, see if we can access the ship. Ship, cargo hold, resources. Still not close enough. Alright, so now we can store all of our resources and start offloading some of this stuff. Okay. Now we can fast travel wherever we need to go. And we are going to head to... We can return to Bog at the Key, but we're going to put this one on hold and do Doctor's Orders next. Then we'll go turn all of these in back at the Key all at once. We've been to the clinic before. We were here as part of the Freestar Collective questline. Okay, so in here,
assigned to one of those research programs.
On this crate is another piece of evidence. And this just explains that he's working with the fleet.
Is there something I can help you with? You look a bit lost. I figured it was only a matter of time before she sent someone, though I was hoping she'd come herself. Look, the price of goods here has gone up. Doubled, tripled even. Did she not even consider a cheaper supplier? She really should. Samina told you about that, huh? Well, I get why she'd think that, but that's not it at all. I was trying to nudge her into ending our partnership, using the only language the fleet knows. Creds. It's just, I hear about people getting treated or dying all the time due to run-ins with the fleet. How does it all shake out in the end? I don't know. Either way, it seems like I end up with lives on my conscience.
Okay, so here we have another persuasion attempt.
Yeah? Advice from the fleet? I doubt it.
And as we've already learned, I'm not very good with persuasion.
Samina would make good use of them. Not like the people out there making the next cocktail to get high. I can't argue with that. I don't want to deny anyone help that truly needs it. I hear you.
What do you know?
I think you've convinced me. Still, I can't believe I made a deal with the Crimson Fleet. I've stashed the supplies in the storage closet just around the hall. Here's the key. Just try not to let anyone see you. I want to keep this as under the radar as possible.
Okay, so now we can head back
I know your type.
and turn in these two quests back at the key. And we definitely want to do this before going anywhere else because remember, we did pick up that contraband. So we don't want to get scanned.
Green lights on outer hatch. We're docked.
Okay, so while we're here, let me go look at something quickly.
Here to upgrade that ship of yours? No, but just remember, I don't work for free. Alright, let's see what you need.
Okay, I do want to look at something here. And see if I have access to... Okay, it doesn't look like I do. Nothing on the shields. Okay. Sorry, I was just looking to see what options or what
you buy
what ship modules I had
when it comes
access to.
Sure, I got something to suit your needs.
Hey.
Stay safe out there.
Need something?
Weapons for all whatever you need.
Get rid of that last one there. Couple of helmets. And the harvested organs here. Okay, so let's go turn in these two quests.
Come see me.
So the first... Let's go over to the clinic here.
If Gennady doesn't come through with those supplies, we're screwed. At least until Shinya pinpoints a shipment. Tell me you've got those supplies from Gennady. I'm on the last of my medpacks here. Everything's accounted for. No damage. I'm impressed. I might have to make this a regular thing. At least it's one way to get guaranteed supplies. I only need to determine Gennady's limits. I'd hate to break him. And he'd love every minute of it, right? Well, I'll arrange your payment so you can get out of here. I appreciate the help.
Okay, we do have some health conditions.
Yeah?
These supplies are going to save a lot. All right, let's take a look. Someone's seen better days. Way better. This might leave a scar, but that's what Enhance is for, right? Try not to squirm. You might make it worse. There. You're good to go.
Okay, so cleared up my health conditions. I could have used my own supplies to do it, but... And while I'm here, let's buy all the digipicks we can.
Prices may be high. Don't be a stranger.
Always ask for
Let's
a bigger
see what we
cut.
have now. Always looking forward to something new.
Okay, so nobody's selling them here.
Find anything of value, bring it
Must
here
be
first.
over here in the general goods store here.
Need some? Please tell me you know it. Behold, my...
Okay.
Oh, bye, I guess.
The right protective... Well, only the best protective gear you...
Okay, there we go. Take all 11 of those.
See ya.
Now we're gonna head to the bar, talk to Bog.
Just the face I wanted to
Strong
see.
enough to knock me out.
So, you got something for me? Oh. And I hope that bastard went straight to hell. Oh, here's your credit. I think it's time for a drink myself. Thanks to you, I'll be spending the rest of these days at peace.
Okay. So now looking at our quest line, we're back on breaking the bank, which means we need to report back to the UC Vigilance, and we'll turn in all of this evidence when we get there.
Early reports say you're...
So I heard there was a bit of excitement on the Siren of the Stars. Your handiwork, I assume? Yes, and I heard there were no casualties. Excellent work.
Except for the Ecliptic hit squad that you took down at the archives. You've taken care of that mess, by the way.
Speaking of which, I assume you copied the information from the Galbank's computers. Let me see what you got. So the legacy went down at Bannock 4. Bannock 4. Why does that sound familiar, Toft?
Bannock 4 is an EM-class gas giant, sir. There isn't a ship in the fleet that could safely get near that type of world. It sounds like you admire that lunatic. I think his gospel's gone straight to your head. Maybe we made a mistake choosing you for this assignment.
That's enough, Lieutenant. Even if Delgado has an immediate solution to the EM problem, there's still the matter of tracing the Legacy's transponder signal. They have information about the comm spike? Damn it.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that device, sir.
No, you shouldn't be familiar with it. It's a highly classified project. It's an advanced signal decryption and tracking device that the UC Navy's been working on for years. How the hell did the Crimson Fleet find out about that?
There must be an information leak somewhere, sir. It's the only thing that makes sense. I'll see what I can find out.
Fine. This is what we're going to do. You keep playing along and go after the comm spike. Lieutenant Toft and I will see what we can find out about Bannock 4. Perfect. Just stick with the plan, and we'll see who gets to Kryx's legacy first.
Alright, so a big chunk of XP there, and now let's go turn in our evidence.
This mission is going to require discretion on a number of fronts.
Will have you steal anything that isn't bolted down.
Glad to hear it. Let's see what you got.
And we've got quite a bit here to turn in.
Tisk, tisk. Looks like Mr. Rokov lied on his application to Trident Luxury Lines about having a clean record. No matter. Next time he jumps from the key, we'll have him picked up. That will be one less fleet captain for us to worry about. Find anything else? Are you kidding me? Dumbrosky was already making a 6-figure salary, and yet he couldn't resist starting an embezzlement scheme. It makes me sick. Ah, it's gonna be an absolute pleasure to throw his butt in prison. That it? We were aware that Miss LaRue was involved with Fergus Wickham. When her body was recovered, SysDef assumed he was the culprit. Sounds like we had it wrong. Should have pinned the murder on this Clay Dietrich perp. Well, we'll have to clear that up. Nice find. Anything else? Damn it. I knew those supplies had to be coming from somewhere, but I never expected them to be leaking directly from the clinic. I'll have to contact Mast and let them deal with this. Freestar Collective territory is out of my jurisdiction. Any other fragments? A hot tip, huh? What kind of idiot would dig in their heels waiting for a massive payout on some of the cheapest food in the settled systems? I've seen some strange things on this assignment, but this definitely tops the list. I'll, pass it on to my superiors. I'm sure they'll get right on it. Have any more? Good. When SysDef stumbled across the wreckage of the ship, we were sure it was the Crimson Fleet, but we could never prove it. We found 32 dead colonists in that wreckage. Poor crew must have put up a hell of a fight. At least their families will now have some closure. Find anything else? The fleet's planning a raid on Hopetown? Okay. I didn't expect them to be so bold, but I suppose desperate times call for desperate measures. Don't worry. I'll circulate the description of this captain to the authorities on Hopetown and make sure they never set foot in that settlement. That it? I have to hand it to Naeva Mora. The lady's thorough. That facility on Crete still holds a good bit of valuable resources and equipment. All right, can't do much with this one except pass it over to the military. Hopefully they stop denying the base's existence and do something about it. Find anything else? Understood. Keep searching and you're bound to find more. Yeah. I figured it was only a matter of time before this came up. The reason I didn't bring up the Crimson Fleet is, well, I was one of them. It's something I'm not exactly proud of. Common ground, but not a common beginning. I was recruited out of New Atlantis by Naeva Mora. She said I was making a name for myself, and it caught the fleet's attention. I was thrilled. It was a chance at bigger and better scores and gave me a ticket off-world. Why the heck would I say no? Even if I had, I was ignoring the potential repercussions. They took me in. Delgado ran me through the paces on Suvorov, and before I knew it, I was part of the team. Now I was making some serious money. That apartment I boasted about in New Atlantis became a joke. I even made enough to buy my own ship. Oh, it dropped. Hard. Everything changed thanks to Commander Ikande. The man basically saved my life. I owe him everything. He's a special man. I've never met anyone else like him. Look, I've already said too much. I promised Commander Ikande I wouldn't talk to anyone about this. All you need to take away is that I've literally walked a mile in your shoes, and I appreciate the risks that you're taking. Carry through with this mission. I promise you I'll be there every step of the way.
Okay.
Let me know if you need anything else.
So, we learned some interesting stuff about Lieutenant Toth there. In that she started down a wrong path. And it turns out to be the exact same path that I'm following right now. So, rather interesting.
We hunt piracy all across
what I'm going to do here is just end the stream by taking one last walk through the brig. And you can see that most of the cells are empty. Like I said, the ones that are dark have somebody in them. So Austin Rake is in this one. And I have to wait and see who's in that. But now that we've turned in all that evidence, next time we come back here, you're going to see quite a few more people in these cells. In here. They arrest all of the people that come from the tips that we got from our evidence. And you're going to be able to see that when we come in next time. So the burden of proof still has search for evidence. There are 20 total pieces of evidence. You only need 15 to get the maximum level of support from SysDef in the final assault. So I believe we've already got that. I think there are 2 pieces of evidence inside the Best There Is quest, and then actually I think we're 1 short, because I think there's 2 in the Best There Is. I think there's 3 in the Absolute Power quest after that, and then there's the final one that is at the very end of the last quest. So we'll have to turn in at least 1 more to get the best amount of support that we can for the final mission. But we're going to get all 6 of them because we're interested in getting the unique reward from Lieutenant Toft at the end. So I think that is a great place for us to leave off for the stream this week. Keep in mind that this weekend we will be continuing our Baldur's Gate 3 streams, and we will be picking back up with the Starfield live stream next Wednesday at the normal time. I only did it Tuesday today because of a meeting conflict that I have tomorrow night, but we will not have that for another 3 months. So after this, we should be back to our regular schedule, and we should be able to complete the Crimson Fleet questline in our next one. If not, we're going to have only the last mission left, and that wouldn't take up much of the live stream after that. So we're getting closer, everybody. So again, I'd like to thank everyone for joining me today. Without your support, none of this would be possible. This is Commander Jorval saying until next time, fare thee well.